Nature Boy, how are you?
Pack, I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm sorry I hung up on you and hit the wrong button.
That's okay, man.
So how you been, man? I know that last night had to be a tough night for you.
Yeah, that would be putting it mildly.
I know it had to be very emotional for you.
It was. It still is.
So, I mean, is this it?
Beg your pardon?
Is this it? No more for
That's
you
it.
in the ring? This is
No
it?
more. That's it, man. That was it.
Man. I mean, as the day was going on, I mean, you had to have, as your day was going on yesterday, you had to have just a gazillion thoughts through your head. I mean, just kind of walk us through your day yesterday.
Well, I got inducted into the Hall of Fame on now.
And it doesn't get any greater than that.
On Saturday. And I was able to talk about all my old friends. A lot of them came, like Jack Mulligan and Harley Race and Dusty Rhodes, and a lot of people came to the induction. I think we had 14,000 people. It was really nice. And then yesterday was one of those days where you're with everybody from Reggie Bush to Snoop Dogg. So, everybody was at our show. Freddie Prinze was awesome, so I got to meet a lot of nice people, and they all watched me wrestle.
Nate, when the night ended last night and you went back into the locker room, I can only imagine the outpouring of emotion, not from not only you and I'm sure all your close friends, but I mean the appreciation. Forget the fans a second because they've just loved you from day one, but your peers. And when you see your peers come up to you and give you the hug and everything else, I would assume that is the greatest feeling of all time. That when your peers look at you and say, you know what? My man, you are the best of all time. That has to mean the world to you.
It does. It means more than you'll ever know. I'll tell you something that nobody would ever understand. I don't try to understand myself. Shawn Michaels came over to me after my match last night, and he had a bag, and he took out 2 boxes, and he had 2 diamond Rolexes with a diamond face 24, the number 24. For WrestleMania 24, and one was mine and one's his, and mine says Richard Flair, my real name, versus Shawn Michaels to be the man, and his says Richard Flair versus Shawn Michaels, you got to beat the man.
I really don't know what else to say to you, Nate, other than the fact that you know how much I appreciate you. And I know that last night when you heard the standing ovation and the fans roaring for you, you've heard it for 35 years, no matter where you walk into, whether it be a tiny little civic center somewhere or 75,000 people like last night. Everybody has loved what you have done as a performer, as an entertainer, as an athlete. And I've seen you behind the scenes, and I've said this to you in your face. I've said this on the air a gazillion times. There are not many people in sport, and I mean the entire encompass of sport, that treat their fans and people that care for you better than what you have done for 35 years. And you ought to be applauded for it.
Thank you very much. I'm honored to know people like you and to have your respect. That means the most. You know that fact.
So
I'm sorry I'm a little down.
No,
I'll come out of it.
No. You just be yourself. That's why I love you.
I have all my kids were there, and Tiffany, and you just can't tell how awesome it was. And now they're doing something for me big on the show tonight. They won't tell me what it is. I can only imagine I'll be cracked again.
You have no idea what's coming tonight.
I have no idea. They told me to be here.
Wow. So, now listen, I was going to bust on you with this salsa dancing thing, but I'll get to that in a moment.
Yeah, my new career.
Now, let me get to that now then. How in the world did you get involved with this one?
Well, it's funny because I've had 3 or 4 opportunities, or more than that over the years, but let's say in the last 2 years to do stuff with TV. And I just didn't have the time, number one, and I just, my focus has been wrestling. If it wasn't wrestling, I was doing stuff with my kids when they were younger, and now, and I didn't know what the future would hold, and I had the opportunity to do it, and it's just an opportunity to go to the next level if I want to do that stuff out there. It's I'm not sure I'm supposed to be talking about it yet, but it's a CBS gig. I think they envision being as big as Dancing with the Stars.
Well, believe me,
it's different talents of different celebrities.
Rick, trust me, it's out because I was talking about this last week. Going, hey, wait a minute, Nate, your boy in salsa dancing.
Yeah,
I mean, is he bringing the robes involved with this? Or is this...
I got. I'm going to run over Jason Taylor. He doesn't know it yet.
Let me get you back to wrestling a second, Nate. And you and I, you've spent a lot of time with us in the studio and have taken every call known to man. When you look back at the 35 years, do you remember the first night you got in the ring and said, all right, let me try this for a profession and see where it goes?
Well, the first night I wrestled was in 1972 against George Gadasky, but I think the first night that I really got it was, I've always had confidence in myself, except for the issues that I've discussed with you guys when I got a little down with WCW and that. Confidence was never a problem for me, but I think I thought I had the ability to do anything I wanted to right in the beginning. But after the airplane crash, and I got patched myself up and I kept some of the weight off and kind of went with the Buddy Rogers look, which was the idea of a fellow by the name of George Scott. I never looked back. I mean, it's had the most wonderful career that anybody's ever had doing anything.
And it's taken you all over the world. You've made a ton of cash. You've made more friends than a man should be allowed to have.
Yep.
And that's the beauty of it, isn't it?
Yes, it is. The rewards the rewards of meeting people and knowing people, and as you said earlier, to have these people respect me at this level, it means you can't put a dollar price on anything like this.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Because there's no price that you can ever talk about like this. This is more than I ever expected, and I think it's almost more than they anticipated it being. I mean, the fans have been ridiculously, respectful of me as this company. As I've told you before, how I feel about Vince McMahon and the WWE. I get really down on people that don't think that they do things the right way they do and they treat people right. And if there's any case, reference, or character that you want to look at, they've given me so much. And I know everybody says you've given them, but they have given me. I know I've worked hard and I know I've sacrificed a lot in my life, over the years, but they've given me the opportunity to be this person the last 7 years, and the last 7 years have been almost as good for me but it has been better for me in finding out who I am, so I can be Richard Flair once in a while, not Ric Flair the H all the time, which was a big problem in my life. I could never separate the two, as you know.
But that's but Nate, I'm going to tell you something. That's what I love about you, because I've seen you with the robe and I've seen you with the persona that, hey, it's showtime. But I've also spent time with you, whether you're on the board with the Southern Fried Football Tour, or we're just hanging out at a restaurant, or whatever the case may be, where you're just being yourself. And the great thing about it,
I got to focus on being Richard Flair from now on.
Well, you know what? It'll be a layup for you, and I'll tell you why. Because people love you.